Zaffy, my boy, I love you to death. Started watching you way back a couple months ago, you know what I'm saying? You started getting big, and I seen you made this video. I'm currently in the process of rewatching Smallville. Not even rewatching it, watching it for the first time. And I watched your video a little bit ago, and now rewatch or starting to watch Smallville. You've made some grave mistakes. So I want to come through right now and explain to you why he might be petty, but he's also the greatest and completely justified up until the stuff he does to Lana. Let's pause on that. That's crazy. But he's one of the greatest and most justified villains of all time. You know what I'm saying? Let's
He's
get
one
it.
of the most sociopathic and crazy villains ever, and this proves it. I'm gonna die
Correct.
on this hill right now. This is the best adaptation of Lex Luthor ever.
You're not wrong here. So this is the greatest Lex Luthor that you will ever see in any form of cinema. The newest Lex Luthor, he's a bum. He's weird. I don't like him. The old Lex Luthors from the older Supermans, sure, whatever. They're okay. They're okay. The animated ones, they don't ever give him the needed screen time to get to the level that this guy's at, right? Because Michael Rosenbaum is the way he acts, the way he portrays Lex Luthor, he is Lex Luthor. Like, we all know he's the only Lex Luthor to not wear a bald cap. Bro is fully committed, and that level of commitment shows in his performances. It's crazy.
I don't care what anyone says. You put him up against anyone, he's the best.
Correct.
We got an entire TV show, which half of it was dedicated to building this man up. It's not even fair how good this man is, okay?
That's what I'm saying.
To be
It's
honest, I'm gonna
crazy.
make a case that he could be the TV villain GOAT.
Yep. Live action.
Don't leave.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Live action villains, he is number one. There's nobody that can top him. He plays his source material so well. Like, he plays so true to what the source would be for the comics Lex Luthor. It's just insane. Like, originally written characters that are only TV are good, but having decades upon decades of history to go off of, and then culminating that into a live action performance that does those decades and decades of history justice over just 7 seasons is insane.
Oh, I said could be. I didn't say is.
No, I
I'm
agree with
saying
it.
He's up there, is all I'm saying, okay?
Right.
This is a testament to the character development he had on the show. Something that a lot of the Lex Luthor adaptations don't get because they're in singular movies.
Exactly.
Or maybe they're an animated show. But this
Animated show is
the
no
level of
excuse.
writing.
Animated shows are no excuse. You have all the time in the world to develop the character if you have an animated show. Like, they can go on for as long as you want. If they're funneling money into it like that, like it's a DC property or a Marvel property where they have the funds to do that, you can definitely flesh out these characters. So being an animated doesn't really matter.
The dialogue that Lex Luthor has in this, it's
It's
the
top
highlight
tier.
of every scene in the show. And to be honest, when he left the show, it kind of fell off. Now, granted, it was falling off, coming into season 7. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when he
So I need to stop pausing it as much. I'm currently on season 7. I started season 7 this week. It is August the 23rd. I believe I started it on Wednesday. I don't know what date that is. I'm not looking at that. But I'm not too far in, like five episodes, 6 episodes in. And I can definitely tell there is a shift in the writing. But it's not like downhill. Like, it wasn't like this and then doing this. It was like this, and then it kind of did that, plateaued. It took a little dive so far from what I've seen.
left, you noticed a drastic change. There was a void in the heart of the show without this man. And I know
When
he
I get
returns
there, I'll
a
see.
little
I'll
bit
come back.
in like parts throughout the show. This isn't him. This isn't Michael Rosenbaum. Okay? This isn't the real Lex Luthor. And I really enjoyed his final scene with Clark.
I need to
But
see it.
justice isn't done to this character by the end of the show. But the first 4 or 5 seasons, Lex Luthor was peak.
The
He was
greatest.
peak.
I would say in the first, we'll go up to the 6th season. The first 6 seasons, Lex is number 1. He's my favorite character in the show easily. Number 2, I would have to put Clark. Number 3, I'd have to put Chloe, then Lana, then Jonathan, and then Martha, and then Jimmy at the bottom. He's a current like solid character. No. I put Lois right below Chloe, and then Jimmy. I don't like Jimmy. Jimmy's a bum.
is the heart of the show. Not
He
Clark
is
and Lana,
the
it's
greatest.
Lex
Everything that he
and
does
all the shit that
is
goes
peak.
down with him. Now, do you remember when Lex's mother murdered his infant brother Julian
Right.
in cold blood
Correct.
to save him from?
So that's not cold
parenthood
blood,
of
actually.
Lionel,
That's
who would have
just
been abusive.
that's
Do you remember
trying
that?
to be
And
a
then
good
he took
mother
the blame
to her favorite
and
child.
faced Lionel's wrath because, let's face it, if the mother had the blame on her, Lionel would have nuked that woman from orbit.
See, so here's where I circle back to where he's completely justified in everything that he does. This moment right here, when he walks in on his mom, smothering the baby Julian, turns around and notices and says, game is game. You're going to have to take the blame for this. That's where I would have lost everything. I would have lost my marbles at that point. Like, he's already been hit with the meteor shower. He lost his hair. He got, like, enhanced blood cell count. And then he got a mom that's trying to throw him under the bus, which I get it. She wanted to make sure that he was safe from Lionel and not, like, overshadowed by Julian. But at the same time, you could have gone about it a different way, right? Like, you could have put the baby up for adoption. You could have sent it across the world. Could have done so many different things. But you go on ahead and say, let's go ahead and smother and blame your older brother. Have him take the brunt of the force, and I'm going to sit pretty and just say, you shouldn't have done that to your brother, Lex. It's crazy. That's where everything would have started. His justification into doubting everything and looking out for himself starts right here, and it's completely valid.
After what she just did to his direct blood heir. Now, this started a trail of emotional abuse.
Correct.
Put on Lex. All this pressure. And it led to a strained relationship between father and son. But to be honest, these two had the best scenes in the show. Every time they have a dialogue scene, it's the best part of that episode. This is a fact. This is a fact, okay? And I never got to appreciate this until later in life. As a kid, I was there for the fight scenes with Clark. I was there for Superman, but these two were the highlight. This is the most goated duo maybe in all of television when it really comes down to it. There are Rust and Marty from True Detective.
Okay, we're getting there.
Walter and Jesse from Breaking Bad. You got Hannibal and Will from Hannibal.
Then you have these guys.
And then
Wait,
granted, Lex and Clark, which we're gonna get to.
let's get a
Up
better
to the point
freeze frame.
where
Nope.
Lex.
Correct. So, what I want to say about that, out of every scene between two characters, whether it be Clark and Lois, Clark and Lana, Clark and Lex, Lex and Lana, like, out of everything in the show, these interactions between Lionel and Lex are the only ones where you have to keep every single instance for the show to be as good as it is. You can remove a lot of stuff between Clark and Lana. That's fine. Clark and Lois, remove a bunch. That's fine. Clark and Chloe, love them to death. They should have been together. That's just me. But you can remove a bunch of stuff, and that's fine. Clark and Pete, I forgot about Pete until just now. Get him out of here. I'm glad he's gone. But these two make the show just exponentially better. Like, outside of superhero, super metahuman, meteor freak type stuff, these two by themselves just makes the whole world building come together. It's insane.
Cloned his own brother, his baby brother that died, Julian. Cloned him and made an adult body out of him, just so he could have his brother, just so he could have that brotherly bond. But the problem was, this brother got too close to Lionel, and Lex started to get a bit jealous. So Lex had this brother
shot up,
clean,
dead to rights,
killing his one chance at having a real brother.
Right.
Very, very schizo of you, Lex. Also, I'm pretty sure Lex has like a half brother, Stefan Salvatore.
Stefan, I was gonna say
plays
Damon.
Lex's half brother, which only appears for one episode in season 3 and is never to be found after that. Interesting, but and then Lex kills his father in season 7. Now we all saw this coming. With a relationship like theirs, and Lex, Lex has
very
to become
tumultuous.
the main villain of Superman's life. You know that this was coming. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're not even scratching the surface of how the depths of depravity that this man goes to in Smallville. I'm so surprised
get there in a
this
second.
plotline even made the show. I don't know what the writers were thinking, to be honest, with this specific plotline, but we're going to get to this here.
So, before we move on to Big Brother Lex, we got to talk about his half-brother and his cloned brother. The fact that I'm pretty sure his half-brother got shot out in the back alley or something. Like, he didn't survive past that episode. That's why he never came back. But shooting Julian, his clone brother Julian, is insane for a couple of reasons. First reason is that's his brother. That's crazy. You saw your moms do it. You didn't want to be a part of that. You had like psychosis. You were imagining you was holding Julian, doing all this stuff with him while he was still a baby and you were a grown man. That's crazy. Second of all, you had the opportunity to not undo it, but kind of essentially in a way change the way that it turned out between having your mom smother him and you taking the blame and having like an actual brother that you can relate to. And you still chose the way of just getting him up out of there. That's crazy. But another thing is that you could easily see that Lionel was already having that kind of relationship with Clark. And he let it slide. He let it go. What are we doing right now? It's like you had all of this information. You've seen the way that he talks to Martha. You've seen how supportive he is of Clark and what they're doing. And you let it slide. You didn't try and get Clark up out the way. You didn't confront Clark about it. You didn't do none of that. You just let it slide. That's insane.
Does everyone remember Big Brother Lex? The Lex that would be such a good friend to these high schoolers that he just wanted to befriend as like a rich 20-year-old something.
Right.
He was friends with Clark and also friends with Lana. He would guide Lana, give her advice all day. He would teach her self-defense and how to box to defend herself against people who were trying to assault her.
Right.
He would even gift her the Talon. He literally gifted her the Talon and was a business partner with her. Not because he makes any money from this venture, no. He just
because
did it
he wanted
for her.
to. He did it for the love of the game.
He's a great friend. Him and Clark. He teaches Clark how to flirt with women all day.
Stop. Pause. Here we go. So here's the first thing that Lex is kind of like iffy for. Lex is a grown man, right? We've seen him in the show, in the first seasons. He's whipping around. He's drinking his brandy, his scotch, whatever, which clearly shows he's above age. He's at least 21. When the show starts, these guys are freshmen. They are either 13 or 14, or 15. I'm not sure of the timeline, but they just barely started high school because they go through the whole shebang every year of high school. So they're like 14 at the time. We'll stick with that. What are we doing right now? What are we talking about? Like, you're 21 years old. Now you're befriending a gang of 14 years old. You're giving, like, it moves forward on the Talons a little bit later. But she's like 16 at the time. You give a 16-year-old a whole coffee bar to run. Make her the manager in charge of, like, hiring people and all of that stuff. That's crazy. You're actively going to their schools and like doing their stuff. Like, I can see if you were related and you were just helping out, but you're literally just some dude at this point. You're some guy. That's crazy. That's weird. But that's still the GOAT. Leave him alone.
Actively roots for him and Lana. Gives him a goddamn Ferrari to use on his first date with Lana. He wants these two to be together. That's how much of a Big Brother Lex was. Their scenes were awesome together, him and Clark. He literally roots for him to steal her from Whitney.
Whitney was a bum.
Boyfriend at the time.
So get him out of here.
And we go from that to Lex stealing Lana from Clark and banging the shit out of her.
Right.
This is the levels of pettiness we got to.
No,
People talk about Reverse Flash being the biggest
Hold
hater
on.
ever, and he is. No doubt. No doubt he is.
Hold on.
But this guy, Lex Luthor, the shit he does, you haven't even seen it. It gets much worse. This is very important. Think about Lex's love life. It's a tragedy. Every single chick he's been with, Desiree, the chick who was like literally influencing his mind, brainwashing him. Victoria Hardwick. Oh God, she's so hot. Lex was tapping that.
Tweaking.
But she was fucking him over on the business side with her father. So he had to screw her over. It was a rivalry between them. It wasn't even a real relationship. But she's so damn fine. God damn. Her, Helen, the sexy ass doctor that Lex met at some like therapy room or whatever. He almost married her. He did marry her. She tried to kill him on a plane and leave with his money.
That's
with all
tough.
of his money. When you get to the point where, and also, Colby Smulders, he smashed her. Now, granted, Lex left, but she turned into a psychopath and tried to kill him.
Yeah.
This is Wix.
Okay. Well,
any brief.
Hopefully I can skip this.
Creativity.
If I somehow fumbled all these hot women,
He didn't even fumble.
Crazy.
So he didn't even fumble these people. These people were genuinely bad people trying to mess him up. That's not a fumble. That's survival. That's fine. But he's leaving out a whole bunch of context in the first one where he mentioned being petty, taking Clark's girl from him. That wasn't petty. It was cultivated. There was a lot going into that, and it was built up over time, and you may seem to be missing that because it was multiple different seasons. We had the dream episode. Like, she came to him first as soon as they broke up. It was like same hour she was over at Lex's house. Like, it wasn't just haha gotcha. It was more of a, it's building up over time. He's built feelings for her, but he's just kind of leaving it for Clark. But he hates Clark, so now he's going for the girl. Like, that's not petty. That's just following feelings that happen to further his agenda.
Or I was stupid, I'd probably be a psychopath as well.
Right.
I'd probably be just as schizo as Lex. The one blonde baddie that Lex is
Kara,
having a genuine relationship with, a genuine friendship with.
Yes,
Who
sir.
knows, it could go somewhere. She's literally a Kryptonian cousin of Clark's.
Right.
That
Unlucky.
raises some complications.
Yeah,
Lex just needs some love when it comes down to it, okay?
I agree with
Even
that.
he
That's
has a whole
fair.
ass dream about this. About being with Lana. Being the man that Lana chose because he was the better man over Clark.
Right.
That's his fantasy. So when Lana Lang is the one girl who seems to care about you genuinely, and she does. The one who actually seems to be a good person that you've known for a while.
Exactly.
You think maybe you have a chance with her, and goddamn did he. He actually got a chance to tap that. That's a very good position to be in.
W.
Y'all. You wouldn't want to
Mess that up.
want this to go away, would you?
Nah.
Take it in. This is one of the baddest women on the planet.
Correct.
Period. Point blank.
Point blank.
This woman,
Period.
she looks at you. It's over.
Kirsten,
This is it. This is the if you get this woman, that part of your life,
It's
you
over.
have accomplished
You've won.
something that most men can't. Now, if you were to fumble this, you deserve to be thrown into the pit by Bane
Correct.
in Dark Knight Rises. You cannot fumble something like that. So there's a fundamental issue here. Lex has this baddie in his grasp. She likes him. Okay.
Right.
The one problem is she might be in love with his worst enemy.
You see,
Yes,
not might
Clark
be.
and Lex
It's confirmed.
hate each other by this point in the show. Season 6. They despise each other. They're mortal enemies, for fuck's sake. Lex is even
Which
gone
is
as far
dumb.
to break Clark and Lana up by using her to brainwash Clark to cheat on Lana in front of Lana. That's how
That's
petty
fair.
this man is. So,
I get it.
if you have
That's a
that
W,
baddie
though.
at your
If you
side,
got the resources, do
if
it.
you have Lana, and this is a trophy wife for Lex, make no mistake, he doesn't really love her. He just wants to take her from Clark.
See, here's where you're just wrong. This take right here is completely incorrect. Like, he's built up over so many different seasons. We've seen it in so many different scenes where he confesses his genuine feelings. Maybe not directly to Lana, but he's confessed it outright that he has feelings for Lana. Other people have acknowledged that that he has feelings for Lana. He never denies it. He has a whole dream where it's like it's not even in the dream where Clark is in dire straits and having a bad time. Like, his dream shows that they're friends. He still wants to be friends with Clark. He gives Clark a happy life with Chloe, which should have been. And then he's just happy with Lana, and he gave up everything, his money, his power, his influence to be with Lana. Like, that he genuinely loves Lana. So this is just wrong right here. You're tweaking.
You cannot let her leave, especially to Clark of all people. What would you do? How far would you go if you had this baddie? God damn, she looks so fine even when she's crying.
Crazy sentence, by the
I'll
way.
tell you, many of you are better men than me and Lex, okay?
Right.
I don't want to sound like a simp, but I'd probably kill a few people to keep her. I'm joking. Police.
Right.
We would do a lot to keep this woman around.
Right.
Her leaving Lex is one thing. That would be bad. But leaving Lex for him, which is inevitably what will happen, Lex can't have that. Not at all. So what does Lex
Right.
do? How far does Lex go to keep her? Lex needs to wife this woman up. How does he convince her to be in the state that they can get married? How does he lock her in? Well, he has to fake a pregnancy.
Yeah.
Basically, he convinces her she's pregnant. He hires a fake doctor to come
Right.
and
Real
help her
doctor.
with her pregnancy. And he's giving her prenatal vitamins. These are not prenatal vitamins. Instead, what they're actually
Hormones.
pumping into her body
It's
left and right
crazy.
is synthetic hormones. This is actively spoken against by doctors. Doctors actively say don't use these. These will destroy a woman's uterus and her menopause. Don't use these.
Right.
Lex was pumping this into her clean left and right every single fucking day.
Yep.
And he faked ultrasounds and x-rays of a
See.
baby. Okay, all to keep.
I
her
still
with
don't know
him,
how he did
okay?
that.
All to make her believe that being in a relationship with Lex is worth it because there's a baby on the way, so that she could get married to him and he can lock her in so she can't go to Clark.
Right.
He's essentially imprisoning her. Okay, and before the wedding, he knows he's locked her in. Even though there's some doubt there, he tells Clark, "I want you to be at our wedding, Clark, so you can see what you lost." That's his ultimate goal.
So I'm 50-50, not even 50-50 on this. Going to Clark, right, and saying, I want you to be there so you can see that you a loser. I'm the winner here. That's a W. W in the chat. However, what he did to Lana? L's in the chat. What are we talking about right now? Like, you can't just go through and fake a pregnancy and then fake a miscarriage. That's crazy. Like, that's insane. What are we talking about? So that part, again, L. I said that in the beginning of the video. L. Don't do that. But going to brag in front of dude face like this, W. Do it again.
He's doing all this just to keep her from him. So, he on the day of their marriage, the doctor says, "Hey, listen, what you've done is the most unethical thing on the planet.
Right.
I'm going to leak this. I'm going to talk if you don't give me $2 million right now, and I walk
Wire
away."
to this.
Simple. Lex beats the ever-living shit out of this dude. Accidentally kills him. The dude gets beaten so badly he falls and breaks his head open.
Right.
Lex has killed a man. He has Lionel covered up. Tells Lana he died in a car crash, and he's not able to answer these messages because he's dead in a car crash.
See, here we go. I like that you're covering this. I need accuracy. If I don't have accuracy, it pisses me off. But he didn't have Lionel covered up. Lionel discovered the body. Said, "Bro, you can't even do a murder correct. I had to take care of it for you." And then she was doing all the stuff, and somebody called her and said, "Hey, man, he's gone. Passed away in a car crash. Stop messing with it. Leave it alone." And that's what happened. I just had to correct that.
Then she has a miscarriage. She doesn't
Fake.
have a baby in her, first of all. This is a fallacy. This is still
Right.
a lie. She has horrible pain.
It's not how
in
you
her
spell
stomach,
miscarriage. I just
and she
noticed
starts
that. That's
bleeding.
crazy.
This was all coordinated by Lex. Okay? This wasn't an accident. Lex wanted this because think about it. How long can you keep a lie like this up? There's no baby coming within a couple months. It doesn't
Right.
exist. So you have to extend this or stop it. How do you? The smart way would be to stop it right there.
Immediately,
She's already
yep.
married to him now. So, fake the miscarriage. Destroy her innards from the inside and make it think like she's miscarried. That's what he did.
Yeah.
So she
that
miscarried.
was-
And he felt so sad for her when this happened, but no, this is all according to plan. And what happened to her? She had a literal depression after this. She was
Yup.
having thoughts of offing herself. This is the dark places she was put in.
She wasn't having those thoughts. Let's relax.
Just so he could keep this lie of the pregnancy up and keep her with him so she wouldn't run off to Clark. That's what this brother did. Also, he could keep his trophy wife with him and Clark wouldn't have her.
That's
And he could
not the
he could be
thing.
at
It's
peace
not
with
the
that thought
trophy
instead.
wife. He
This is-
really loves
this is a
Lana.
very
Like
terrible-
you're
this is a
but you're
terrible
bugging.
ending, yo. Pathetic. Lex is all his existence is pathetic, right? But
No.
this takes it to a whole nother level.
What he
This
does
is
to
the
Lana
most
is the
insane couple
only-
maybe ever.
The only
Not
bad
only
thing
does he
that
do
he's
that shit to
done.
her, she tries to kill him multiple times after this, okay?
Fair.
She tries to sabotage his entire business. They are a schizophrenic couple. I hated them when I first watched the show. I despise it. I just wanted her to be with Clark finally and for them to stop having drama.
No, I wanted
I
Chloe
still
and
despise
Clark.
this. This is
Lana
one of
and
the
Lex
worst
is fine.
storylines in the show.
I wouldn't
Looking
agree with
back on it,
this.
it's hilarious. Lex is one of the funniest villains of all time, and he is the best Lex Luthor. Every other Lex Luthor I see,
Bugging.
Gene Hackman's great. Okay, I'm never gonna say a bad thing about Gene Hackman. I do like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor too, but they all are still very cartoonish to me. They're too comic booky, and I get it. You're adapting a comic book character, that makes sense, but Lex
Right.
felt real. He felt like a
Exactly.
real human. When he does this schizophrenic shit to Lana, it feels dark because it doesn't feel comic booky. It feels like, fuck, this shit
These
could
dudes are
happen.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure people do this. I'm pretty sure there's been some rich people that are doing this. I'm pretty sure there's people doing this right now as we speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Faking pregnancies and miscarriages and shit. That's crazy. It's crazy. Lex did this, and this was all in a Smallville show. Fuck's sake.
Good ass show.
Those are my thoughts on why Lex is the GOAT and why this is one of the most schizophrenic TV shows of all time. If you want to know why
Okay.
it is even more unhinged because it has the scariest version of Superman I've ever seen. Not just because Clark is on Red K, but when Clark is raised by Lionel Luthor in an alternate timeline, that is the scariest horror movie version of Superman we've ever seen, even more than the Injustice storyline that Zack Snyder wants to make. If you want to know what that looks like, watch this video over here. Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't think I've seen that one. I thought it went more into depth on like the show and him tweaking out and bugging out. Maybe I'm thinking of a different video. Maybe I just imagined it in my head, so I might have to make that video myself. But I truly do believe everything he did was justified. He was justified, except for the stuff he did to Lana. He was justified to crash out on everybody, on literally everybody. It was fine. Lana also deserves to crash out on everybody. That's completely fine. Chloe, she should have crashed out more than she did. I respect her for not, but she should have. Jimmy, bum, get him out of here. I think Lionel didn't really have any reasons to crash out. You know, I might make a video for the crash outs of Smallville and who was justified and who was not. Because some people weren't justified in crashing out. Clark had no reason to crash out. Bro just literally tormented himself into crashing out. It's crazy. But that's going to be it for this one. Zaffy, again, I love you. I'm going to look at a couple of your other videos for stuff that I've actually seen. And I like the way that you explain stuff. I like the way that you do things. But some things you're bugging on. And we need to talk about it. But until the next time, Zaffy, catch you.